Hello everyone and welcome back to Opening Amiibos. I'm sorry I missed yesterday's episode. I have been kind of busy lately. Plus, I actually don't really like opening Amiibos in this game, honestly. Doesn't really do anything for me. Doesn't have many arrows, doesn't really have rupees, doesn't have gems. Doesn't have elemental arrows. They nerfed Amiibos a lot in this game, I'd say. What are the topics I was gonna talk about this episode? Sorry guys, I'm tired. I'm a little out of it. Heat wave always makes me so sleepy. Oh yeah, volunteering at the animal shelter. I've been doing that again. It's been a lot of fun. Went there, the first day. This is kind of, a bittersweet story. Starts kind of sad, but, so there was this cat there. Sweetest little creature, but, he was very injured, it seemed. He had... I can't remember if I talked about this in an episode already or not. Yeah, it seemed like his face was pretty marked up. Ears injured, lots of injuries on his legs and stuff. Not in great condition. Found out what happened. It turned out he was found on the street, very frostbitten from the winter, and presumably fresh from a fight. But I went back there today. It's been a week, and he's doing good now. He's, still healing. Got a long way to heal, but he had a lot more energy. Oh my god, White Sword of the Sky, awesome. The Skyward Sword. The sword that once belonged to a hero from the sky. Its beautiful white blade stands out when it's wielded. A strange yet heavenly breeze picks up around you. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't see a breeze kicking up around me. Huh. Anyway, yeah, he was a lot more energetic. It was kind of funny because you can't let him out of his cage when I play with him because he was a street cat and they don't know if he has any illnesses yet. They wouldn't want him spreading. Still have to get him all checked out. So the first time I saw him, he was too hurt to really move, so I just let him sniff my hand until he was comfortable and then gently gave him some pets. But today, when I went there, it was all full of energy and he was leaning into the pets and wanting more and kept almost rolling out of his cage to get more. And I was like, buddy, you gotta stay still. I'm not allowed to leave, I'm sorry. So it was very sweet. There were a lot of cats today, so it was nice. A lot of dogs too. I don't go there for the dogs, so I didn't play with any of them. But I could see them in the other rooms. Yeah, it's nice. Good going out. There was these two kittens, and so you don't want stranger cats all intermingling all the time, right? So generally they're in groups of cats that already know each other. So when you want to let one out of their kennels to play, you have to put the other group back in. So I try to give all of them an equal amount of time. But there were these kittens. And while I was playing with one cat, they kept reaching through the bars of their kennel. And it was like they were trying to pet my leg. I was like, what? What are you doing? I'm the one who volunteered to come here to give you pets. And now you're petting my leg. And there were two of them doing them. They went out at the same time. It was so cute. I was like, alright, I'll have to let you guys out next. Ooh, big Goron sword. That. What was in here? Oh. So that was very sweet. Seeing those cats, and there was another one. I think they were recently found. Must have just gotten out of their owner's house, and yeah, because they were very well behaved and well groomed and taken care of. Their claws seemed recently neatly trimmed, and very good cat. But I opened their cage, and there was a sign on the wall that, like beside their cage, and they all have signs with information about them, their name, their ID, and everything. But this cat had a big sign that said that they really love pets. So I was like, oh, okay, this cat's gonna probably want some pets, so do the usual, you open the cage, you reach your hand out, let them sniff you so they can get familiar, have them come to you on their own terms. You can't just run in after them, right? You don't know what these cats have been through, you don't want to scare them. But, so I open the cage and I go to hold up my hand so they can sniff it, and they immediately run up to me and, stick their face in mine and start, trying to give me a kiss on the nose. They boop their nose to mine and lick my nose and they're like, hi, human. And start nuzzling me, it was just the sweetest. So that made me pretty happy. And I was like, okay, you do not have any shyness around humans, it would seem. But there's also a sign that they keep trying to escape whenever a door is open, so you have to be very careful to not let them escape. So I'm assuming that their owner also had that problem and the cat escaped and then was picked up and brought to the animal shelter. So hopefully they'll succeed in tracking down their owner and bring them back really soon. Bubbles has gotten out and been caught by new neighbors that I got before a few times. And they brought her down there, and the animal shelter is very quick to return her to me. It would only take them a day or two, so I assume that cat will be very swiftly reunited with its owner. But it was nice to meet them while they were there. It's always crazy how playful all the cats are when I go there, all the kittens and everything. There were two and they were basically playing soccer. It was awesome. They had this little blue ball and they were siblings, little baby kittens. So they were allowed to be out of the kennels together because they knew each other, of course. So I tossed the blue ball down for them to play with and it was bouncing and one immediately, of course, jumps out and hits it. And it goes flying, and they're like, whoa, it's flying, and they kept, slapping it back and forth. Oh my god, pixel tab across them. Sorry, they kept slapping it back and forth to each other, and it was like they're playing a little game of soccer. They were playing pass with the ball. It was so cute. The fabric bearing a pixel design. It looks like it could be used to make a paraglider. So that was really nice. I always wonder what happens to the cats that I don't see there anymore. The last time I was there, a week ago, their family came in to adopt, and they were looking at all the kittens. So I'm sure some of the kittens I saw last week were adopted. But also, I guess down in Vancouver, which is decently far south from me, they don't take in stray cats in their animal shelter. They let stray cats just live on the streets out there, unfortunately, but so they have a lot of room because they have a bigger building and don't fill it with stray cats. So once we've taken care of them, gotten them their medical checkups and everything, generally they're sent down there. If we can't find a home for them, they'll be sent down to Vancouver, where there's more room. And then hopefully they find their forever homes down there, because there's also a lot more people. So yeah, it's nice. It's always good seeing the cats. Makes my day. Came home, and I couldn't find Bubbles at first. Bubbles is my cat, for anyone watching who doesn't know. And I was like, oh man, she's gonna be all jealous because I was playing with all the other cats. And then I ran out to grab dinner real quick. Came back and Bubbles was sitting there waiting for me. And she curled right up on my belly and I was purring and so happy. She's like, I don't care where you were, I'm just glad you're home. I was like, I'm glad to be home, Bubbles. She's the sweetest cat in the whole world, I swear. For anyone watching who's curious, I am a cat person. If that wasn't painfully obvious. I always show up to the animal shelter and I'm like, hey, here to volunteer again. And they're like, you here for the cats or the dogs? And I'm like, cats, of course. And I'm like, here you go. Go play with them. I'm like, yay! Honestly, I've said this before in other videos, but I strongly recommend anyone with some free time who loves animals really should just volunteer. I've had to do chores like one time. I was folding and putting away laundry, and that's because I offered to. I was like, hey, can I help out with some other stuff? I want to be of use to you guys. But generally, when I'm volunteering there, the entire job is just to socialize the cats. They get used to being around humans. So it's literally just me going down there and playing with cats for 2 hours straight. And it's amazing. And I have seen some of the other animals, like the guinea pigs and the rabbits. But yeah, it's always nice. I like to go down there. People there are really nice too. I even got a really sweet email after the last time I volunteered down there. Well, it was an email, it was just thanking me for coming down and saying they were happy to have me, and I was like, yay, I'm appreciated. So that was good. And it doesn't take a lot of interaction with humans. I show up, I say hello to the human at the counter, let them know I'm the volunteer scheduled for that day. They bring me into the room and they tell me, you know, what cats have, what special requirements for me to be in there, and then they leave. And then I get all my time with the animals. So even if you're shy and introverted, it's still a good way to get out, because you're not going to have to deal with people too much to do it. And those cats, they need someone, you know? The dogs too, there's lots of animals that get brought in there. So I think it'd be good to encourage more people to take some time out to head down there, spend time with the animals. This isn't the only thing I wanted to talk about today, I just ended up rambling about it too long. I got really low energy today, so I just space out and talk. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, it was... This is a completely different topic, but I thought it was funny. So, drivers in Canada, at least in my part of Canada where I live, are insane. I've always heard, like... So, I live in BC, which is next to Alberta, and growing up as a kid, when I was too young to know anything about driving, everyone would be like, oh, you know, Alberta drivers are the worst. You know, if you see an Alberta plate, you better look out. Like license plate, blah blah blah. Because it's all flat there. They don't have hills. They don't... I don't even know what the excuse was supposed to be. Anyway, turns out that's not true. It is entirely BC drivers that are the insane ones. I lately just going to get my morning coffee. Ooh, Dust Claymore, awesome. Let's see, what can I toss? It's probably almost broken because I was using it a lot, so let's toss it. Yeah, just trying to get my coffee. I always see crazy stuff, like there was this one dude. He was driving down the wrong side of the street completely. Like, had to swerve to get around him. And then looked back and he just kept going down the wrong side of the street. Never corrected himself. And it's like, oh, okay. And then... Ooh, a Knight's Broadsword. It's probably also almost broken, honestly. And another time I was, again, just I don't leave the house much, right? The only 2 times I leave the house are for my coffee or to go volunteer. So, of course, all these stories are from me getting my daily coffee. And I'm heading out. And this car ripping down the road, speeding right past us. Goes flying by. Swerves right into the drive-thru for the coffee place. I always go to Tim Hortons, classic Canadian thing, you know. And so this guy rips by, clearly at top speed to get his coffee, very important, and has to get there before anyone else because they're clearly about to run out of coffee, you know how it is. And dude's in his car. And you can see he's on his phone the whole time. Why is that not working? And he seems like he's just pissed, man, like screaming his head off. I'm in the car with my brother, right? So we see this guy in the drive-thru right in front of us because he went flying in there. And he's freaking out so much that he's like swinging his arm around and like hitting his sun visor and stuff. And so halfway through, we're like, wait a minute. Hear me out. What if this guy isn't angry? He's asking his friend to rate his new rap style. So that's what we were imagining. The guy just sitting there, like sitting in the drive-thru waiting for coffee. Again, you know, flicking his hand around, going super hard, trying to get his rap career started. And yeah, that's got to be it. There's no other answer. Can't believe you would mistakenly think that this man is angry. I always find it so weird. No one ever drives even near the speed limit these days. And it's why is everyone in such a rush, you know? People just gotta chill and not kill each other. And, you know, you can always try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Oh, they're rushing because maybe they are late for work or their wife's water broke or whatever. And then you see the motherfucker pull into the, you know, coffee drive-thru. You're like, oh, no, they're just an ass. Just an ass. Almost endlessly Amiibos. The one thing I really love about Tim Hortons, at least the one I always go to, is I swear that place has the best customer service in town. I'm a little sad I've applied to work there a few times because people seem so cool. And I've always gotten rejected, of course. But, everyone's always got such a nice, positive attitude. They're so friendly. There's this one guy I love whenever he's working there. And I go get my coffee because he has such a sing-songy tone. So you roll up and you say, hi, how can I help you? And it's like, aw, this guy's just like, got like such a sweet, friendly tone. Really makes your day. And they're like, alright, I just want my French vanilla, please, because, you know, I'm a manly man and I like to have my French vanilla. I feel like you've gotten a few of these now. Yeah, there's one. Did I put bombs on both of them? I guess at this point it's tradition. They have to have bombs on them now. That's just a new rule. Alright. What am I doing? More Amiibos. I got 3 Amiibos left. And I swear it's the only place where I've ever heard the workers there reply, "You're welcome" to a thank you. Like, you know, that'll be $6.15 whatever, enjoy your coffee. And you're like, oh, thank you. And they're like, you're welcome. I was like, oh, that actually makes me so genuinely happy. They don't know. I already have a sea breeze boomerang, so even though it's a rare one, I'll leave it for now. I don't really have room for it, unfortunately. I've been thinking of doing more Korok live streams. I recently did a live stream of the depths, which had one viewer who wasn't me the entire 2.5 hours. Here, as I do my last 2 Amiibos, I'll share something sad. This may be one of the last Amiibo episodes ever. Because Tears of the Kingdom, as much as I love the game, it has killed my channel. I've been losing subscribers, been getting less views than ever. It was always really discouraging trying to get into YouTube, because everyone else just has so many benefits above you. When you start, like the people getting their early release copies, I think that one made me so mad. I don't want to start YouTube beef with a channel 1,000 times bigger than mine. That was the last movie, by the way. But so I don't say the name, but the day one of this game being released, they had 5 different videos out on it because they had their fucking early release copy. And it's like, you're just taking the whole fucking market for yourself. It's just such a shitty, scummy thing, it felt like. It's like, of course, everyone's going to be making videos on this game, right? It's like the biggest release of the year. There's going to be a lot of videos on it. But, like, abusing your early release copy and unloading, like, all of them on the very first day. Just so you can swipe up all those spots for yourself. That was just, like, come on, man. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to other games probably pretty soon, because no one seems to like me doing Tears of the Kingdom content. I had, I think, a better reception with Paper Mario, so I might do more Paper Mario next. I've been getting really into Xenoverse, so I might move on to Xenoverse for a little bit. But yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching, everyone who's been supporting the channel. I hope each and every one of you has a fantastic day. And I hope to see you in the next one. Make good choices. Bye-bye.